What is good, y'all? I am Ronald Kabang from WagerTalk.com, and today I'll be breaking down the Week 7 matchup between the San Francisco 49ers and the Minnesota Vikings from a betting perspective. Last week I did a video on the Niners and Browns game. I said the Browns would cover and the game would go under. The comments were ruthless, telling me to quit what I'm doing. I don't know stats and all that. Sure enough, guys, the game goes under, and the Browns actually won outright. Am I going to fade the Niners again this week? Let's see. But before I get into it, though, make sure to do me a favor and hit the like and subscribe button if you like what you see in here. We have a whole crew of professional handicappers over at Wager Talk who specialize in different sports, and they drop free plays and analysis on a daily basis as well. So right now, Wager Talk has a promo available for a 7-day pass for just $69. Just use the promo code 7PASS. You can see it scrolling down on the bottom of the screen here. Just head over to that site, use the promo code, and you'll be able to use that for any capper available over at wagertalk.com. All right, so let's get into this breakdown here. I'm looking at the Wager Talk odds screen right now, and the Niners opened up as 7-point road favorites. Most books still have it at that number, but I am seeing a couple of 6.5s. This total opened up at 47, actually, and I'm seeing the total as low as 44 now at most books. Outside of last week, last week's game against the Browns, Niners have been, sort of an offensive powerhouse this season, ranking second in the league on points per game, 30.7. Their offensive yards per play standing at 6 yards per play, also ranking them second in the league. Brock Purdy, he's been super efficient, throwing for almost 1,400 yards, 10 touchdowns, and just one interception. McCaffrey, he's been a workhorse as well. 553 yards on the ground there, 7 touchdowns. The receiving group, man, they've been really reliable for the most part. But in this recent 1917 loss to the Browns, it did expose a few weaknesses, right? And that weakness is really the depth of this offense. So to me, you got to keep an eye on the key injuries here: Debo, McCaffrey, and Trent Williams. They're all considered questionable at this point. The Vikings, they've had a sort of middling offense, you could say that, averaging 21.5 points per game. That's 14th in the league. Their offensive yards per play at 5.6 yards. That ranks them actually sixth. Kirk Cousins has thrown for almost 1,700 yards now, 14 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. This offense really relies heavily on that passing game, and you can kind of tell because you can by the disparity of passing yards versus rushing yards. Vikings third in the league in passing yards per game, just 30th in rushing yards per game. Their top running back, Alexander Madison, he's yet to deliver a rushing touchdown, and it's not going to get easier against this, Niners defense, one of the best in the league. The Niners are only allowing 14.5 points per game, which is the best in the league, actually, and they're also third in defensive yards per play at 4.5 yards. They have defensive playmakers at every level. I can see this defense really winning the turnover battle in this matchup. I think they can force one or two here in this game, interceptions or even fumbles via sack. So the Vikings defense has been less impressive, in my opinion, allowing 22.5 points per game. That's 23rd in the league. They struggle on third downs, allowing opponents to convert nearly 44% of them. And the defense, they really struggle against stronger offenses, especially in the second half of games. This is something we could potentially see in this game specifically against the Niners. If the Niners force turnovers and dominate that time of possession with lengthy drives, this Vikings defense could be tired in the second half and really struggle to keep the Niners out of the end zone. I'm expecting the Niners to really bounce back strong after that loss to the Browns last week. I'm expecting them to work quick out of the gate as well. They've had a streak of scoring the first touchdown in their last 6 games. If the Niners do get that early lead, they're likely to control the flow of this game. The Niners have a more balanced and potent offense and a stronger defense for sure. I expect the Vikings to really struggle to keep up, especially if their defense can't contain that Niners attack. My model is actually projecting a 28-17 type game, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Niners even score even more than that. So I'm looking at the Niners to cover the spread in this one. Once again, guys, if you're interested in more trends, game breakdowns, and free picks, make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Also, follow me on X for all my free content at UCapper Sports. You could also see that scrolling on the banner down there. And just a reminder, head over to wagertalk.com. Use the promo code 7PASS for a 7-day pass for just $69. Also, make sure to drop your favorite plays and score projections in the comments. Just like last week, I'm going to be in there and responding and replying to those comments, guys. Till next time, fit or follow. Good luck. Peace.